All right, hello, here we go. It is Pick Central, Barstool's Daily Gambling Show. I'm Brandon Walker, back in the saddle. Thank you, Marty Mush, for hosting yesterday as I was out firing somebody. Anyway, so it is Pick Central, brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook. The Barstool Sportsbook now offering a $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So please download and create an account today. Use code PICK to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Be sure to use code PICK to unlock your $1,000 bonus. The Barstool Sportsbook terms do apply. You must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, boys. Marty Mush.
What's up?
Big Ev.
Brandon.
Rico Bosco.
Hey, what's going on?
Is anybody remote?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We'll find out who it is shortly, I guess. Well, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, he broke his computer.
Okay, good.
That sounds like Smitty.
Sounds like Smitty. The former gaming guy. All right. A lot of sports going on.
A lot of sports.
A lot of sports going on. A lot of sports. Ben Mintz got fired.
Oh.
That happened yesterday. Happened. I guess about 5:30 is when we found out. So that is a thing that's going on the internet right now. Mintz got fired. If you're wondering, are they going to talk about it, allowed to talk about it? We are, in fact, allowed to talk about it. Not encouraged, but said, hey, if you have feelings about things, you can talk about them. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. I have 3 takes about this that I'm going to rip off the top, and then you guys can fill in the blanks however you feel. If you have a take that you're passionate about, please go. But I have 3 takes. First of all, speaking as myself, and I believe it'll probably be agreed with by everybody in this room, nobody in this room currently agreed that he should have been fired. Nobody agreed with his decision. Nobody believed he was malicious in his intent. Nobody believed he was purposely doing what he ultimately did, which was he mistakenly said something you cannot say under any circumstances, but nobody believes he was malicious. Nobody believes he should have been fired. Now, I say that as a content employee at Barstool Sports. I am not a decision maker at Penn. They have different responsibilities to this whole world than I do, and they see the world differently than I do, so they would have a different opinion, and theirs is ultimately the one that matters. Number 2, I'm kind of done acting like this is a funeral. I'm kind of done acting like this is something we should be sad about, that we should be embarrassed about. I'm kind of done acting like that because Ben Mintz is going to be absolutely 100% fine. Ben Mintz is going to benefit from this in the long run. He's going to get offers and opportunities out the wazoo because of his time here and because of the way it ended. It shouldn't have ended the way it ended. That's what I think. But Ben Mintz is going to be better tomorrow than he was yesterday because of the way this all went down. That's just the fact. The fact is, and this is very similar to somebody else in this room, Ben Mintz was hired out of the South when he was unemployed. He was given this opportunity. He came up here. He did it. And now his Barstool story is over, but he has a much bigger name than he had, a much bigger platform than he had, and gets to enjoy better things because of it. And number 3, as somebody who has benefited from the protection of Dave Portnoy multiple times already, the era of being protected by Dave from bad things happening to end your career here is over. That is over. Dave Portnoy built this company, and he is the leader of this company, but he didn't make this decision. So if you have benefited, and I think a couple of us have benefited from the protection of Dave before, now that protection has ended. So in summary for me, nobody in this room thought he deserved it. Number 2, he'll be great. Number 3, the era of protection from Dave Portnoy is over. Those are my 3 takes. Who else wants to take the mic now?
I could go quick.
All right.
I mean, one, you're right. We don't live in a fairyland anymore.
Yeah.
It's like these people don't realize Penn has shareholders. They have a board. They
have responsibilities to a lot of
Ben Mintz isn't going to be the one that they're going to be like, let's hold the phone, you know? And, like, we also have to, like, people, that's a huge mistake. You can't say that word.
So many words you can say.
Like, and that's where, like, I understand if I don't mean to kill someone, I still murdered someone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's things where, like, you have to hold yourself accountable as well. It's like, that's just something you can't do in today's age. Shouldn't be part of your vocabulary. I know he read it, But again, I don't think he meant it at all. Like we all know Ben Mintz is a good person. He's a moron,
Yeah.
but a good person.
Oh, dumb as the day is long,
Yeah.
but a sweetheart.
Where it's like I saw everyone tweeting about, and it's like, yeah, I felt bad. I feel awful for him, and you never want to see someone lose their job ever. And it was, but I see both sides. I don't think he should have been fired, but also I do see why Penn had to fire him. And that's not a middleman. I think that's just what the situation is, right?
Yeah. I mean, you would have been fired for it. I would have been fired for it.
Oh,
Yeah. So is what
you're
it
looking
is.
for anything.
Yeah. Rico, thoughts?
Yeah, same thing. I get why Penn did it. Like, it sucks. Obviously, and that's what really sums it up too. Is like he cared about this job. He liked this job. He was a bowl of energy, wild character. But really, harmless guy. And I think people with bad intentions, and people who could be bad. Ben Mintz was not that guy. It sucks that it happened to him. He was always good to us. I liked him doing stuff with him on the show. He cared about the place. So, but again, I get why they did it. So it's just tough. He's waking up today. He's got to figure it out. Like,
He's not awake yet.
Fair enough. That's a shitty, shitty situation. So,
I mean,
yeah, I get why they did it. But again,
so mean.
he really did. Like, he loved this place. He just loved, he loved it. So,
Again, it's like he didn't die.
no,
That's where, I'm not saying you.
I don't think
Not saying you.
That guy will be on ESPN Baton Rouge in about 5 minutes. Like he'll be Southern Sports Radio, which I think is what he wanted to do anyway. He'll be Southern Sports Radio till the day he dies. He'll
he
be
spent
fine.
more time on the airwaves when he was working for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a tweet from somebody who covers specifically Michigan gambling and the laws, and they said that it was the right decision because Massachusetts is looking for any reason to cancel Barstool or any sports book. And if one state goes, every state goes. So, I mean, it's $1 billion company. Like, and I feel bad for Ben Mintz. Of course, I love him, but it's the world now. It's the world, and it's what Barstool sold out to with Penn. And even Dave said, "Yeah, I'm a sellout." Like, of course, I sold out. It is what it
Anybody would be
is.
a sellout. That's where people are mad. Or like, bro, any one of you would be taking hundreds of $1 million from a company you
He
started.
also said no doy like 5 times. I don't think anybody said no doy in like 30 years.
Yeah. What is that from?
It's like from the 80s or something. It was it's the first time I've been here that Dave appeared to be an old fucking man.
it was you.
Oh, you didn't see him tweet out every championship from the 1960s for the Celtics, saying that's why the Celtics are still the greatest.
No, I don't. I don't guess I did. Big Ev, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I just obviously I feel bad. Like we everything's been said. We all know how good of a guy he is. So I feel bad on that front. I guess the part of me it's kind of. It's upsetting now. Like it's kind of like not an end of an era, but a little bit like Dave took the cancel culture sweatshirts off the map. Like that clearly is the thing that I hate that we've succumbed to that, but it is what it is. I get. Listen, I'm not. I totally understand from Jason's perspective where we're sitting here thinking we know Mincy very well, so he's kind of like a brother in arms, if you will, in the content for us. So to us, like it's like a guy we care about a lot. I understand it, but from his perspective, I understand he's got to worry about. Think about all the employees at the Penn properties across the country.
Yeah.
They all have families. Imagine all the breadwinners that work for these companies, the hundreds of thousands of people. So or hundreds of thousands. I get where he's coming from. It is unfortunate that had to happen to this guy. He did it himself, obviously. He made the mistake, but
That's where
he's a good guy. I just, like Brandon said, he's going to land in his feet. I was gonna once. I didn't say anything on Twitter. I didn't want to I wanted to make sure he was all right first because I figured he'd be positive, but anyone who's had like a background with like the alcohol and stuff, I was worried. Like I didn't think he was gonna just like pick up the bottle, you know what I mean? But I just want to know he was okay before I said anything. He's doing great, so as long as he's okay, like I'm good.
He still did his Ben Mintz tweet. Just got a call from the mayor of Fox. It's like, all right, this guy's fine. Like he's fine. You can't. He just said everyone's waiting for his tweets.
Is that somebody you want the first call from?
No. That's why it's even funnier. It's like I don't know if that's the person you want.
For him, the president might as well have called.
Yeah, malicious or not. I mean, it was self-inflicted too. It's not.
Yeah, like that's where it sucks. Where it's like I understand, but you also it's a universally known thing. You cannot say that word.
He
So,
Ron Burgundy today,
and you did it. So it's like you have to deal with the consequences.
I mean, I don't know how many words there are, but I'm guessing thousands, maybe tens of thousands of words in the English language. You can't say, what, 2? 3 maybe? There's not a whole lot you can't say.
There's a couple more you can't. It's
That's-
gotten higher now.
But that was, there's a number 1 with a bullet.
It's
Yeah.
one.
All right, here we go. So if anybody has anything else to say. Now, I will
Well,
say,
certain people can't say 2 words, but that's just their own make. You never say I'm buying.
it's correct. I never say those things. Thank you to Rico for keeping it light. You okay, Za?
I liked it.
He's cooking. I like it when he's sharp. Sharp.
Um,
I need him sharp.
now,
What are we doing for lunch? Don't worry, I'm buying. That is not in your vocabulary.
you have never in your life asked me for what we're doing for lunch. Never once.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, before we go any further, just a little bit of formality we have to do. Not a big deal. So now that this seat is empty and Ben Mintz is gone from the company and he went out in a blaze of glory, I am the king of the South forever now. Like, that's over. That you can't really give it to him. He doesn't work here anymore.
You're more Ben Mintz than Ben Mintz.
It's
for you
mine.
for you to take something like this and make it all
It's
about
my
Brandon
crown.
Walker,
I didn't fire him. I didn't fire him.
You haven't
making it about
exactly
you.
had a lights out spring practice period here. Your job is in jeopardy. I don't want to speak for Dave, but I think Dave is out on the recruiting trail.
Listen.
And if you think that crown is dusted off,
all I'm saying is, if there was a battle, the battle's kind of over.
I
So
think Dave's recruiting talents is he's going to stay away from the South from a little bit.
I don't understand anything. I heard a Big T saying some shit.
oh, Big T trying to get in there?
I just heard some things.
Big T owns 2 states. He's a Tennessee boy and he's also a Georgia Peach.
Yeah.
great
Watch out.
reflex.
He's a Tennessee baseball national title away from wearing the crown.
the
Got
New
good
York,
reflexes. You need that
the
in
New
a
York
leader.
Post just did
You really are cooking, aren't you?
what he said.
Got good reflex.
New York Post did Mincy's dirty with some pictures.
Oh, did they really? I don't.
That's even.
Is that sentence right there? The New York Post.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's Mincy.
That
That's
is
a
a
W.
sentence that
It's in the
like
New York Post.
twice, 2 articles, 2 different ones.
You're still dying over there?
Yeah, great. He did have a great line of, "Hey, you're trending again."
Yeah.
It's just, it's just-
We're all dying, Brandon Walker. That's a fact.
I
That's
guess.
also facts. But it's just also wild how this all stemmed from him having to go to North Carolina for a bachelor to be at a wedding party dinner.
Well, that's what Fasoli came in with the camera when I walked in this morning. I said, obviously, they say put this in the Barstool Award like 6 years ago. This would be like a something like Dave like concocted.
yeah.
Like he does one non-live show. They beat him over the head. You have to do it live. The
And-
next live show.
Also,
Next one.
cancel Mincy was trending. Like
For
that's
the- Yeah.
also
Before he actually got
where
canceled.
he actually canceled himself. And like,
Unbelievable.
what about the guest he had? Like, what was it? What do you think his? He's just like,
Yeah.
shit.
Apparently, he from Smutledge, he fucked everything up.
That guy did.
He was the musical act. He came with no music. so Mincy had to go off the
He
cuff
was,
and read
well,
lyrics off a page, and he
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy'd himself.
It's just so dumb, man.
Mincy just trying to make a show and just.
Oh man. Well, shout out Ben Metz. You he'll be fine. Y'all want to talk about?
Will remember. Is that the song?
No, that's not that song anymore. Because
Damn.
ever since last Friday, that song is now the Giovanni Bernard song.
I
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
it is.
honestly
That's a
say
fire song.
over the weekend I went back and listened to it. I'm gonna give her like a real answer, not like a say 100. I'm gonna say like 14 times.
Giovanni Bernard.
I wish I could roll my R's like that.
he's another one of a fucking kind guy. Like,
The one he was our third down back.
Listen,
Fire song.
Yak has
Fire.
had many moments that have gone viral. Many great moments. Many funny moments. That's my favorite moment.
That
in
was
Yak
special.
history. I just when he's because the idea came up. He's talking about Giovanni Bernard retiring, and somebody says, "Hey, sing a song about him." Shay just stood up and was like, "All right,
It's like Frank. He has a
Like you've been
song-
practicing that for like
song.
2 years.
sure will.
ready to go."
I'm ready." And he just hit that note the first time.
The R roll.
And it really is. The sad part is it's catchy as fuck.
So
good.
Giovanni Bernard. Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
All right, so we got plenty of sports. Before we go into any deeper sports, I have an either-or category later, which is going to be fun.
I like that.
Oh, I wrote down like 6 of those. Marty. Actually, Big Ev, you had a scoop this morning on our text exchange.
I was the first one.
You were. What was it?
So this I don't know if you guys know this guy, Hunter Dickinson. He plays center for Michigan.
He plays at Michigan, right?
He used to. He's transferring. I don't know if you heard.
Where's he going?
So he's looking at a lot of schools. He's looking at Villanova. He was looking at Kentucky,
Maryland.
Maryland. He thought I maybe a friend of his reached out about Ohio State.
Bryant was in the mix. They're in the mix for everybody.
Course. I mean, Grasso reached out, but ultimately,
no.
No?
We're building our own.
They don't want his game. Yeah, they didn't like Hunter's game over in Utah, but they love it in Kansas. He's a rock shot Kansas Jayhawk.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations to Hunter Dickinson.
Marty, have you talked to him?
No, that's the first time I heard of it. So last night he called me. He goes, I don't think I want to do a live stream anymore. I'm fucking so tired of this stuff. I just want to put out a video and go. I'm like, all right. So like I'm not gonna. It's your decision. It's your career. And I was like, where are you going? He says Kansas. I said, let me tweet it out. And he was like, are you fucking serious? And let me tell you something. Shout out me for not telling anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't tell any of you guys.
No, you sure didn't.
I literally told nobody because I was like, would feel so bad if this got out. But also, the dumb fuck followed all the fucking people on the team last night on Instagram.
Oh.
So everyone knew what he was doing this morning. But yeah, I mean, Kansas is going to be a preseason number 1. Them and Duke, honestly, it's going to be 1 and 2. They're going to be unbelievable. And I am going to retract everything I said about DeJuan Harris.
Why?
Great point guard.
Yeah.
Right, Rico?
What are you doing?
No, he loves him, and I always said he's
Just a Johnny come lately. I
oh
don't respect that.
yeah, it's true. What you know? What I saw one of your tweets. I think it was one of your tweets. Alabama. What
It's
the fuck
worst.
is going
It's the
on?
worst culture in sports. I mean, it's like a prison down there. Rico, ever since you joined up with Alabama,
Seriously.
every other day there's a headline. Today they fired their baseball coach because of ties to this gambling scandal. The other day their assistant athletic director was popped for domestic violence. What's going on in Alabama?
Not even.
I don't know. It
messing
was a
with you,
nice,
Rico.
like nice little day of power brokers up in White Plains yesterday.
What'd you do?
We were out recruiting.
He was with us yesterday.
Were you?
So I didn't expect this to happen, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't fuck with the baseball program.
Crazy part about that all that he put there, he did miss something. He missed the assistant AD getting popped the other day, getting arrested. Like it's over and over and over and over.
Like, not even trying to like joke because it's you, but like it's actually crazy since you've been like the Alabama fan. How much shit has went down.
I have nothing to do with the baseball program.
We also-
I'm going to get in trouble for women's soccer next? Like, how much are you going to pin on me?
I mean, women's
Well,
soccer probably coming.
He missed the transfer who also had
Oh, that's
problems
right.
as well.
No, that was the one with the weed, right?
I thought
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
weed.
He had
Also, I mean,
Weed and a gun.
Weed.
he wrote those numbers like he had like bricks of cocaine. He had like a couple ounces of weed and $7,000 in cash.
Carried walking around money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had like what an 8.
The Derby's coming up.
8, 9 ounces.
All right, last night, the NBA playoffs, the Celtics cruised last night, but anytime you go in and get game 1 and you get out of there with a split, you're happy. Smitty, I assume you're probably not happy because nobody can find unhappiness like you. It's 1-1 though after 2 games. You would have taken that. You were taking that 3 days ago.
Yes, I would have taken it 3 days ago, but I can also compartmentalize my feelings then before the series and my feelings now, because playing Joel Embiid last night and coming out with that game plan and that effort where you're basically just giving the game away anyway is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
People are talking about the Sixers better off without Embiid.
No, well, that's just bullshit. I mean, that's outright.
I don't know if anyone was actually talking about it.
No, Philly sports. We'll talk about anything.
You heard my theory.
That's wrong.
You heard my theory, Brandon.
What's that?
That they should have if they went down a little early, just sit Embiid and try to go the rope-a-dope like Rocky switching lefty.
So, Ebo, walk me through these stats you put on there.
So stupid.
Embiid won the MVP and led the league in scoring, right? But this year in the postseason, he's only averaging 18.8, 9.3, and 3 assists on just 45% field goal percentage and shooting 10% from 3.
Hey, Brandon Walker, if you watch any of the first series, which I understand you don't watch sports, so that's okay. He was getting double and triple teamed every single possession.
Why are you going to me?
He wasn't able to score.
Why are you
because you're taking shots at my guy.
No, I'm not. I read it off the sheet. You're talking to Ebo right now.
You're taking shots at my guy.
I didn't take shots.
Getting I'm giving you an explanation why his points per game were down.
Well, guess what? If you have an MVP, he's going to get double or triple team. You've been sucking dick for an MVP for the last 2 years. You've been wanting it. Now you got it.
And he got it.
And he gets treated like an MVP, and now you get all sad about it.
I don't get sad about it. You're taking shots at him. I'm responding with actual.
Do you want to scroll down
analysis.
to the next note there, Brandon? Maybe.
What do you mean scroll down?
Yeah, with
This
your
is a
eyes.
sheet of
Yeah,
paper.
go ahead and scroll down with your eyes to that next note about Embiid.
Only 2 instances note?
Yeah, that one.
There are only 2 instances in the last 30 years of a regular season scoring leader making the playoffs but not being in the top 10 in points per game in the playoffs. Only 2 times in the last 30 years has the scoring leader of the NBA been in the playoffs and then not been in the top 10 of the points per game in the playoffs. Do you know who the
Who's number 1? Michael Jordan?
No, number 2 is Joel Embiid this year. Number 1, Joel Embiid last year.
Oh.
Yikes.
Wow. Man.
Oof.
1 and 2.
Do you remember what happened last year? Do you remember what happened last year at all?
I'm just reading the sheet, buddy.
Okay, exactly. You're reading the sheet. You're not exactly doing any sort of context. This is why Ben Mintz gets fired, because there's no context in this world anymore.
I'm just reading the sheet,
no reasoning.
I'm
He was
the sheet.
injured last year. He broke his fucking face again. That's why he was unable to perform in the playoffs. And yes, durability is an issue with Joel Embiid.
He's injured every year.
I'm not denying that. It is an issue. But for him to come out this year, get triple teamed against the Nets, which is the only way they had a possibility to win, then to go 4-0, and to come back half-assed last night to break off the rust, which I think is a bullshit excuse to play him, and you're just whipping stats in the face of a great, great man, I think is unacceptable.
If this was Jokic who was declining like this in the playoffs, would we be giving him the same he was hurt treatment?
What do you fuck Jokic at something back there? What's going on?
No one here wants to give him any respect.
Hey,
and I will.
That's incorrect.
Okay, whoa.
Hey. No.
We had a nice little walk yesterday.
There are people who are insistent on disrespecting
Two things,
Jokic, and I'm tired of it.
A, that's correct. You can't lump me in there, but no, you didn't give Jokic respect.
Came a
either.
little. No, hold on. I never disrespected him.
He came around yesterday.
I never disrespected him. I am now at the party. I showed up a little late. I missed a few songs.
I was at Penn telling them to fire him.
I missed a couple of songs, but I also now the narrative. Anytime anybody can have to deal with it, like Ev is in this hole of anti-Nuggets. So as an observer, I'm now pro Nuggets. Like that's how this place works. Like I think it's entertaining. I don't really have a horse in the race, but to watch Ev squirm and have to backtrack out of this.
I would say I've squirmed. Yeah.
As a content guy, like that's how it goes.
Around the Nuggets right now, they're the best team.
I didn't say that either.
Oh, you guys, that's what you guys are saying. Let's give them its credit. The Nuggets are the best team. They should win the championship.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when it's 2-2 going back to Denver.
Of course, exactly. The Warriors and the Lakers and the Celtics and the Sixers are worse than them. Of course,
I just think you're in such a crazy spot that you're anti Chris Paul and anti Jokic. You should have sat this motherfucker out.
Chris Paul is like deep ties. Like that's like my whole basketball life.
Okay, and you gave it up now. That if
I'm so
need him to win.
Paul, I'm like back in the days when it was like D Will Chris Paul. I was team D Will.
The thing is, the Suns couldn't beat the Nuggets and they'll lose to the Warriors.
Just think about the predicament. Think about the predicament you put yourself in. I hate Chris Paul, and now you need Chris Paul to bail you out.
But
You're drowning in the ocean, and you got one lifeboat.
But Chris, he's not even playing the rest. But I don't care. Like Chris Paul winning is. I don't hate Chris Paul enough. All right, let me say it like this: Chris Paul winning. Like if they won the championship this year, I don't really care that much. Because at this point he's like fifth fiddle.
Yeah, you've won. Yeah, exactly.
Like I've already won. Like he's not like they're not winning because of him. They're winning because of KD.
I get what you're saying.
Durant or KD and Booker and Ayton and those guys. Honestly, I think going back to the Sixers, I think almost the more worrisome thing is a game like last night. You get blown out where Tatum's a non-factor. I think that's almost even more worrisome than Embiid like not getting it together off the injury right away.
Again, they usually control Tatum because they double team him. They know he's a threat. And this season, his Tatum's stats have been down. Now, granted, the Celtics are still 3-1 in the regular season against the Sixers because guys like Jaylen Brown steps up, and fucking Al Horford is just the thorn in the dick of every single person in the Delaware Valley. So controlling Tatum and them still winning doesn't really bother me because that's kind of what happened in the regular season, and it's the definition of insanity. What bothers me the most is they could have basically just pulled a Coach Taylor last night at East Perryman High, where the fuck he coached, and just been like, okay,
I know it's East Dillon.
He's Dillon, yes. Well, sorry, Perryman was the coach, or
Sure.
was the from the Buck, which I know how to read. They
Well,
could have
you
just
actually don't, because it's not Perryman, it's Permian, you dumb fuck.
Oh yeah. You were
Fucking idiot.
You were so off. I couldn't tell what you were.
Yeah, if you're gonna be the guy, oh, I can read. Say to the fuck, it's Permian. It's Odessa Permian. You dumb fuck.
That's an awesome
I was this
hat.
close. I was this
Mojo.
close to having a great clip.
Mojo.
That Mojo hat is sick.
Go Mojo.
I'm more concerned about them bringing Embiid back early and just mentally just getting whooped last night, and it's going to carry over. They could have just forfeited the game, had him come back on Friday, so here is welcome, and had all the momentum in the world still.
All right.
I think
And
Brandon
now
was
they don't.
right though. That yesterday was a bonus game for the Sixers.
Yeah,
Like, no one
yesterday was
expected
nothing.
them to win that.
So
game.
why did you bring him back?
Get him.
Yeah,
Why?
but like I think I'd rather. I don't know. I think I'd rather.
It might have been one of these where, hey Joe, Big Joe, you want to play? You
Yeah, I
ready to
think
go?
that's
You
just-
want to get out there? You want to run?
No, I
He's gonna tell
agree.
you, and also James Harden was 2 of 14. That's not going to happen the whole series.
Yeah, and if he didn't score 45 points in the series in the first game, they don't win.
But he did.
Yeah.
So, but he did, and
Yeah.
that's the only way they're going to be able to beat the Celtics.
Okay, right now on the Barstool Sportsbook, you can get the Sixers, who have the home court advantage now. You get them plus 200 to win the series.
Wow,
Anybody like that?
I don't know.
Does anybody like that? No.
I like it.
You're going to need Joel Embiid and James Harden to play at MVP levels.
Okay, well, yeah, teams are going to need their star players to be stars. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
playoffs. That's the playoffs.
And I think Maxey can step up as well.
I agree. I think Tyrese Maxey's a max player, but the Celtics are more well-rounded. You have more options for other people to step up.
All right.
When Max gets cooking, Game 3 could be really entertaining to watch the Sixers make a run at that, though. Have you seen him on the streams?
Did you? No. Oh, Max, Max here. Okay, yeah. Did you see the Chicago draft of fictional bars and restaurants?
Yeah.
Was the Max on there?
Second round.
Second round.
Steal.
Great pick.
I don't know if they've given away who's who, but team won in a runaway.
If we could pull that up.
Also-
it's, Chicago's most recent
Pull that
draft
up. It was fictional because there's a few
that are
that
actually
are
real.
that are yeah that are. A little,
I actually
little
haven't
hairy.
seen it. I just
So the
knew they were doing-
Copacabana is a real place.
Yeah. All right, let's
The
zoom in
Copacabana on there?
that because Daddy can't
Zoom
see
in.
it.
Yeah, Daddy's got bad eyes.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle lived at the Copacabana, didn't he?
I feel like Copacabana is also a name that's been used for a lot of fictional places too. All right, so okay, what McDonald's?
That's an awful,
in Richie
awful
Rich.
1-1.
Richie Rich.
Yeah.
That's an awful.
Now, if you've
1-1.
seen the movie, it's.
All right.
I think it's not
Yeah,
a.
but Bada Bing
Bada
is
Bing.
like,
All right,
Bada Bing's a
Moe's
great
Tavern. Cheer. I think Cheers has to be 1-1 personally.
The bar. I mean, the
Agreed.
show's about a bar.
Yeah, the entire show is right there, and
You
that's
could make a case for Moe's.
Garrison, the Drunken Clam.
Patty.
Yeah, but
put the
is
Max.
Moe's a place where you really want to hang out?
Yeah, Moses kind of run down.
The Max is.
Bada
top
Bing,
tier.
you want to hang out there.
You know what should have got a little more love? So they said lower deck bar on Titanic. You know what should have got a little love because it's got a great name.
Yeah.
Was it called the low deck or the landing? What is it called in Top Gun Maverick?
Oh,
Landing deck?
I don't know what
Oh,
it's
yeah.
The
called.
low deck. What do they keep saying?
in front.
That should
That's my
count.
last name.
Huh?
And also, McDowell's is just McDonald's.
No. They have McDonald's has the Golden Arches. They have the Golden Arcs. McDonald's has the Big Mac.
Right.
They have the Big Mick. It's two totally different things.
Trying to
Two
think of-
totally different things.
Trying to think
Sure.
of anywhere else that got left off that was a good spot.
8507 Queens Boulevard. Y'all ready for some either ors?
Please.
Johnny Dramas.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Entourage Johnny Dramas.
Okay.
He owned the bar.
Oh.
Number one.
I got a great fantasy bar name. I wish I could make it.
All right. Number one. Are you going to tell us what it is, or are you just going to keep it until in case you ever buy a bar?
The dog bar called Muddy Paws.
First of all, before I even get to the name, dog bar. A bar for dogs?
A bar where you can bring your dogs.
Oh, okay. All right. Because a bar for dogs would just be one long continuous water bowl.
Yep.
That would be fantastic as well.
Would that be a feature at Muddy Paws? Yeah, on one wall is where the dogs go?
Yep, you could have just a trough, and the only the only animals allowed to eat out of it are dogs and White Sox dude.
Speaking of bars, we talked about this, right? Bars need a guy on the TVs.
Yeah, should be a destination.
It's your job.
Yeah.
Like you want to help out a little bit with ice
Yeah,
here and there, but
there's
your
nothing
job is
worse than when you're at a bar and you want a game and you have to wait at the bar for a waitress or something, and then when you get their attention, they're confused, like what you don't want.
No, or there's nothing worse than when you walk in, the game ends TNT and it's still 10:30 at night. They do the post game show, and then the sweetest thing comes on TBS, and you're like, yeah, Cameron Diaz is nice to look at, but like put the West Coast game on the MLB Network here, please.
Do you think it's crazy that Sauce Gardner didn't know who Jessica Alba was, or no?
I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. The only reason I know Jessica Alba is because Derek Jeter and Entourage.
Zah is very passionately shaking his head back there.
Rocket
No, because we had the same argument yesterday. She hasn't
She's
been
famous.
much
She
in
hasn't
the
been
past
relevant. 10 years.
She's also older than I thought.
Yeah, no.
He's also like 22.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't
Was
think it's
she?
that crazy.
42, if I had to
42,
guess?
yeah.
I'd be like, man, I was gonna say, yeah.
She's married. She's married to Timberlake, right?
Jessica Alba?
No,
I thought that was
that's
Beal.
Jessica Biel.
Beal. All right.
Yeah.
What
Speaking of somebody who threw heat back in the day.
Oh my God. What do we think? What do we think Aaron Rodgers' favorite Entourage episode was? Had to be Tree Trippers, right? Joshua Tree? When they go out to Joshua Tree?
Probably. It also could have been the one where they like.
Go ahead. What's your problem, Ebo?
Nothing.
You smirk the size of fucking Lexington Avenue on your fucking mouth. What's up?
Nothing's wrong.
Reset the clock.
They set the clock.
Over that?
That's not a clock reset.
You just lost it over my smirk?
The size of Lexington Avenue.
Did a nice
it's-
lunch.
Not a small smirk.
You keep
Nice lunch
talking about this
yesterday.
lunch with Ebo. What?
I like when nobody goes with me, so he was like, "Come on, let's go."
You leave after lunch. You leave after the show every day.
Rico and I did go to lunch yesterday.
I would go
Yeah,
take you to
burger.
lunch. You leave at 12:30. You leave at
It's not
1:30.
true. It's just not true.
He's also been doing this thing. He keeps tweeting out good powwow and tweeting all that little corner, because that corner is a menace to society.
Yeah.
The circle.
I run that circle.
On
Yeah,
some
definitely.
days.
Nobody runs that circle. I think that circle actually probably runs the company.
Yeah,
Circle's got more power than you
Rowan
think.
mentioned on KFC Radio it's like a Barstool institution, that
Yeah.
that circle at the end of the day.
All right. Either or. Whose legacy would benefit more from winning the finals this year? Steph Curry or LeBron James?
LeBron James. I don't even think it's close.
I think it is close because I think if Steph Curry won it and he had 5 and LeBron had 4, you're going to have a lot of conversations all of a sudden.
I just think it's more impressive for LeBron this year than Steph.
I'm gonna say Steph because the public will give him more credit,
yes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
and that's just that.
If LeBron
Where-
loses now, he'll get shit on. If
going
Steph does, it won't get shit on.
But also going off of what Brandon said too, the jump from 4 to 5 from Steph will be like, oh, now you've surpassed LeBron. Where
In LeBron's era.
in LeBron's era, where if LeBron wins 5, they won't say it about passing Steph. They'll just say you're still not at Jordan yet.
Yeah.
I
So
think
I
it's-
say Steph.
I think
That's
it's
why I
Steph.
say LeBron, because he'll still like. If LeBron loses this series, he will get absolutely shit on about losing to Steph Curry again. And like people just don't want to give LeBron credit. They hate it. Steph Curry is more likable, I guess. He is.
Sure.
I think they're both tremendously likable.
LeBron?
I think LeBron's very likable.
I like him. I don't.
Yeah.
Not many people. It seems like
People have been
The
searching for reasons to hate him. They come up with the dumbest reasons to hate him in sports. It's ridiculous.
Me is cringe.
Cringe is not a reason to not like somebody.
Steph just doesn't do anything like cringy. I mean, he doesn't ruffle feathers at all.
A couple years ago,
Kinda cringy.
didn't he throw his mouthpiece at somebody one time?
I would say that's the only thing. That was like I would say that's the only thing.
Is-
He goes and plays
would
golf
you-
and
would
smokes
you-
cigars.
His wife's a little cringy.
But I think it was just that one incident.
would you call?
She tweeted something
I
after the
wouldn't
game.
call Steph Curry cool. Would you?
Yeah,
Cool wouldn't be
Cool.
Cool.
But I'm saying, but LeBron's more like in your face.
LeBron's cool.
Like, no. But LeBron's like, oh my God, this is my life.
Taco Tuesday.
Selfies, like LeBron, like Steph's
Like
just
Taco
like chilling.
Tuesday is like he's just
a normal
everyone's
guy
in
living his
Tacos
life.
Tuesday, and also
He
this
loves
guy
the Godfather.
this
Name
guy's
a scene. Can't do
never
it.
had a real he has never had a normal life. Like he's
Exactly. And LeBron's been surrounded by yes people his entire life. He doesn't know how to be funny.
Yeah, like
He
Steph
doesn't
Curry had
know,
to
like,
slum it
what's
at
cool.
Davidson for a little bit.
The Davidson staff is great.
But I mean, I think he also more had the. I mean, he obviously his dad was a good NBA player.
Yeah, but
He more had he was groomed probably a little better in that regard as well.
LeBron is a one of one, a life. No one.
Oh
can
yeah, of
do
course,
that.
of course.
So, I
All
don't
right.
know.
Either or. Who would you bet on right now to go further in the postseason? The 16-15 New York Mets or the 17-15 New York Yankees?
So I think that's kind of easy. No, am I not mistaken? This is not biased.
I didn't say to
at
make the
all.
postseason. I said to go further in the postseason. So you got to have success
Yeah.
once you get there.
Yeah, I think that the Mets kind of, and I know Verlander's just back and Scherzer was suspended, but like they're pretty healthy, no?
They're just getting there, though, right?
Yeah, just getting back. Sanga's okay.
Like their
I
lineup,
think we're
their
missing-
lineup.
That's the problem. Their lineup is healthy.
That's what I was.
The lineup sucks.
Like the Mets lineup is really bad. The Yankees are hurt at least, and then they're still the same record. That's the only reason why. And this is really not doing it from a Yankees perspective. Yankees have trouble in pitching though. The pitching is a.
Starting pitching's hurt too.
Yeah.
Smitty, if you had to put a bet on one of those to go long further, which one would you bet on?
If both of them make the playoffs, which I think could be troublesome.
I mean, the Mets, as struggle as they might, they're still in decent position.
Yeah, but I think the NL is a little more top heavy. I think the Yankees will lose to the Astros again, but could beat anybody in the postseason. Mets going up against anybody in the postseason is going to be a dogfight.
Clemmer came in here 2 days ago,
Yeah.
talking about how easy their schedule was. They lost the first two.
100%.
So it's like Clemmer.
And now you got to go out to Colorado and play softball games, and your pitching staff is 25th.
Colorado's
in trouble.
also getting hot. Like
They're in trouble.
They're in New York. They're not in Colorado.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Colorado's still getting hot. Did you? And this is I've been one of the biggest Dylan Brooks haters. Did you see that whole thing about like JJ Redick going after like Shams, saying like the way he worded what the Grizzlies said, which they said there's no way the Grizzlies said that in no
Under
form,
any circumstance, or whatever it was. Yeah.
I thought that's kind of bullshit. Like a
that
reporter
JJ
saying
Redick
that.
went at him, or that
No,
Shams?
that Shams kind of reported it like that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think the Memphis Grizzlies said that.
Yeah, there's no way. I think he just thought it was like, all right, well, this is going to get a lot of traction. And I think
hell,
that
maybe they did. Hell, I can't say that they didn't.
Yeah, only.
I don't think they.
But it's
would,
crazy
though.
that we get these like reporters like that much power over this guy.
That's what I was gonna say.
Wait a second. I think they did because nobody came out and said that they didn't. That's such an egregious quote that if you're misquoted, somebody's saying, no, we didn't fucking say that.
That's a good point.
Has anyone like I don't
First good point he's made in the entire time I've been here.
I don't know if people like would they probably just don't care either.
I would just like to think with someone of Shams' credibility that he would not embellish that. Like there's kind of like in my brain there's kind of like a big four in the sport. It's like him and Woj, and then it's like Rappaport and Schefter. As long as like those guys, as long as like they're honest,
The odd
I
thing
can
to
live with
me
like
is,
all the other
has
nonsense from everybody else.
Has a franchise ever come out and done that? Like, if they were going to, in closed meetings and behind the scenes, if you asked them, like, hey, what are you going to do with Dylan Brooks? And, like, yeah, we got no intentions of signing him. But they would never let that get out.
That's what
It's a PR disaster.
Honestly, the crazy shit is
That's why I think it's no way it's true.
I agree.
the Bulls did it when they were winning championships.
I just more believe JJ Redick knows.
Yeah,
what he's
you're
talking
right.
about over.
I just watched the final dance or whatever last dance.
No, I've been rewatching it too.
like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, how crazy did like they'd won 2 titles in a row and 5 of the last like whatever, and they were like, no matter what, Jackson's gone. No matter what, like
Why was that not more of a public disaster, Brandon? Or like why? Like I know we didn't have 24/7 sports and we didn't have the internet like as much, you know. But like, why was that not the topic of everything? Why did Mike and Mad Dog not talk about that for 5 hours? Why did that not lead
at
sports?
the time? I think
night?
it felt like a natural ending, right? At the time, it felt like Michael was second three-peat. It was a natural. I don't know. I can't answer that.
But
It literally
to
was a
say-
natural ending. They called it The Last Dance, like at the time.
But to say Phil Jackson doesn't get a chance to run it back,
It was all weird.
or
It was all weird.
that's like saying with Popovich. Like if when Popovich won it, imagine saying that about Popovich. Like you're just gonna close the door
Imagine
on
having
this
the
guy?
balls for Jordan to say, I won't play for anyone but Jackson. He said, I don't give a fuck. Leave too.
All right.
What a prick you have to be.
Crazy.
Either or. Who would you rather run your college football program the next 5 years? Nick Saban or Kirby Smart?
So is this under the pretenses like they're at where they're at now, or they're like starting from scratch?
You interpret it however you need to interpret it.
Kirby Smart.
I think the answer is also Kirby Smart.
If they were starting from like scratch,
Yeah.
maybe Saban. But I'll say for the sake of what's happening.
Let's say take it individually. Ryan Day announced his resignation on November 24th, and on November 25th, you have to hire one for the next 5 years. Do you hire Nick Saban or Kirby Smart
If you can't get Kleiman.
probably
or Leipold? There's better.
probably Saban. I just think he's more equipped to. I don't. God, Kirby's done a great job.
Kirby Smart is
Here's the real thing to me.
He's the guy.
Kirby
oh,
Smart
God.
no longer has the boogeyman in his closet.
nope, and he owns the sport right now. That's a fact.
You're making good points. It's a tough call.
Back-to-back national championship
Yeah,
winner. I mean,
and frankly,
recruiting has always been like
yeah,
even, kinda.
he's the only guy in the country who's either equal or a little bit better than Saban in recruiting.
Yeah, for sure. I think recruiting definitely better the last few years.
How
Yeah.
many years back was the one where Bama had beat them in overtime?
17.
Okay, so way far back.
He's got to be the best visor coach, right?
I think he's the advisor guy now. Yeah.
Sure.
But also, Nick
Wasn't Spurrier
Saban.
a visor guy?
Spurrier was. Kiffin is.
How old's Nick Saban?
71.
Yeah,
Kirby's 47.
Kirby.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
my
guess,
God.
yeah, this guy.
No way.
24 years difference. Yeah.
I was
47?
put that in perspective.
47 years old.
have taken a
God.
toll on him. Wow.
Kirby?
I thought he was at least close to 60.
I don't think you're familiar with what he looks like as well.
I am very
I know you know
familiar
what he
with
looks like,
Kirby
but I'm
Smart
saying-
looks
Oh
like.
my
But
god.
he does not look that old at all.
Bro, he looks
Kirby?
pretty old.
47?
I think he looks fine.
Yeah, I think he looks fine. too.
47?
Yeah. I don't think he looks that crazy.
Maybe
I was going to guess like 45,
55.
50. 60 is crazy. He doesn't look that old.
60's not old.
He's got brown
people
hair
don't
still.
look- yeah, you could dye
I mean,
that.
that's not an old looking guy.
Yeah, like what you know?
looks like Ben
60?
Mintz, actually.
Yeah, Ben Mintz
From this
is-
far away.
Yeah, and Ben Metz is turning 40 in a few months. How old do
yeah,
you
that's
think
not
he
an
is?
old looking guy. And frankly, Saban's not an old looking
that
guy
looks
for
like
70.
That looks like a 55-year-old to me.
That looks like
Oh.
Yeah.
no.
Oh.
It looks like a 45-year-old and a 58-year-old.
Saban looks great for 70. That's the real stuff.
I was going to say like 45 and like 60.
Saban might have aged the best of any college coach. He
Yeah,
looks great.
He looks fantastic for 70.
You would have no idea he's in his 70s.
Either or. Would you rather bet on the next 10 years of Bryce Young in Carolina or C.J. Stroud in Houston?
Carolina.
I don't know. D'Amico Ryans kind of does it for me.
I
They're
kinda-
laying it
I was
all
going
on
to say the
table
same thing.
right now.
I'm a Ryan's believer.
I like C.J. Stroud better out of those two quarterbacks too. I always did.
I don't.
Reich hasn't, I mean, things didn't go great for him in Indianapolis. I mean, now he's in Carolina. The only thing is with the Panthers, they already have a good defense. So that part of it, just team wise,
Yeah,
gives
but
them some
also,
upside. But
yeah, Carolina had the Delhomme years. They had Newton. There's a lot of like.
but Texas
I
had a
still
nice
go
run
with
of
a
being
little
good.
more football history in Houston, back with the Oilers and grand new franchise. Like, I'd still rather play in Houston.
Yeah, the Texans also had that
Fresh
run
start.
where they were in the first round of the playoffs every year for.
They had a nice
4
like
or 5
10
years.
year stretch. They were good.
Yeah,
But
until Bill O'Brien decided to be GM. That's essentially
the
what
Panthers have made 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, they made 2 Super Bowls.
Who's his weapons? Is Thielen?
It's Thielen.
Not Robbie Anderson.
No, they have somebody else.
That's not his
Draft
name.
for the second round
not,
receiver
not
too.
DJ Moore.
Oh,
What's Robbie Anderson's name again?
Chosen.
Chosen Anderson. Thank you.
Yeah.
they draft Neighbors.
No, they drafted Mingo.
Yeah, Mingo,
Mingo.
from Ole Miss.
They might have drafted Neighbors too.
And I believe
actually.
Hayden
I don't think
Hurst they signed.
Malik Neighbors.
He wasn't eligible to be
Was
drafted.
he not eligible this
Yeah,
year?
he's a sophomore. All right. Either or.
Oh, you want to know? I'm a dumbass. They drafted the kid last year.
Wait a
Terrace
second.
Marshall.
I forgot DJ Moore went to the Bears. Dude, the Bears, you want to talk about a dark horse, like a fun fields can put together this year. Look out.
Yeah. All right, last one. Major League Baseball. If you had to pick an expansion city to have a team starting next year, would you pick Nashville or Las Vegas?
Nashville.
It's a good one.
I think Nashville.
It's a really good one.
I don't think I think people sleep on Las Vegas. Like Las Vegas is fucking coming, and
It's both really good ones. Though.
they could make a scene out there with a baseball team. Look how they've done with the hockey team.
That's what I was going to say. Seeing how well they've showed out for the Knights.
Yeah.
But whoa. Look what Nashville done with their hockey team.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Both of them have shown they deserve.
I just think there's not a lot of
Great
teams
fan
down
base.
south for baseball. Like Nashville party scene. I don't know. I feel like Nashville could be fun. They would embrace the fun in the stadium.
I'll go with the Vegas.
But I mean,
that,
Vegas would be fun too.
That block
Yeah.
of Broadway has the Titans and the Predators on one block already. That's pretty sick. But like, how far is this Vegas like A's going to be?
Not far.
It's not.
I was just there. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I passed where the ballpark was going to be. It's pretty like close.
Did you see how many fans were at the A's game?
1,100 or 2,500.
2,500.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
but I have a counter argument to that.
Mhm.
It sucks that they're only getting 2,500 to go to games, but if you're one of those 2,500, that's got to be fucking awesome.
Oh,
That's got to be fucking
my
awesome.
God, that's
You got a baseball game to yourself.
yes, that's the best.
No
experience
lines.
of all
Go
time.
pee whenever you want to go pee.
And what are these
And a
suckers?
million foul balls.
Who, I want to know.
If you're sitting in the third, up there, what are you doing?
I want to know that there was a sucker. that
There was
bought
some asshole
upstairs.
legitimately like checking tickets,
Yeah,
going behind home plate. I'm like, guy, come on.
I'd fill that.
I mean,
shit up.
I'm literally paying your
I
salary.
would sit wherever. I'd sit somewhere in the third inning. I'd sit somewhere in the fourth inning.
Yeah.
I'd try every seat in the fucking house.
That dumb fuck Clemmer would be still up in the
But he'd be honoring his
in the
ticket.
the rafters doing his.
He'd be looking for an usher. Can you show me where this is?
You know, he wants to. He makes sure he sits upper deck. Makes it-
Frank's an upper, not an upper deck guy, but a high guy too.
Frank has it all figured out.
Yeah.
He's got his seats perfectly lined.
What did you think of Wanda
37 games for
Franco?
90.
Okay, so that was my last clip.
Here we go.
God.
Boomer Bosco.
Wander
What did Bosco say?
I didn't really say anything bad. Smitty's just got his fucking.
Wander Franco,
Anything.
however you say his goddamn name.
Fucking awesome.
So the clip yesterday goes viral of him catching a ground ball, flipping it to himself, and throwing it. Anybody want to come out and say they don't like that?
I have one
No,
question.
all I said was beep. Like
No, you hate that.
I absolutely didn't.
You hate hot dogging. You hate it.
yeah,
You hate hot dogging.
It let off hot ice as one. Now we finally have a quote hot juicy topic to talk about.
That was hot and juicy.
I was
That's
surprised.
the
he didn't
difference.
get-
That's the difference between me and Rico.
Are you surprised he
I
didn't
thought
get
it was a
drilled, though?
non-story.
No, you want to know why?
I'm surprised he didn't
Let
get
me
drilled.
ask you a question. Was he safe or out?
He was out for
That's
sure.
why he didn't get.
Unwritten rules,
He
like
got
you know how
safe.
it goes. That's all I was saying.
If he
I
was
didn't have
safe,
a problem
he
with
would
it.
have gotten shit on. If he was safe, he would have got shit on. But he's
I didn't have
so
a problem
good.
with it.
You had
I'm
a
just
little.
surprised the Pirates.
You had a little.
Oh,
problem.
all I said was it's the cockiest move I've ever seen.
It
Yeah,
was
the way
so
Rico's describing it, when I clicked on the blog, I imagine Wander Franco feeling a ground ball, doing an Ozzie Smith backflip and throwing it to first base.
It was a sick play, and
Yeah,
if my
it
shortstop
was
could do that,
Cool, but like it was like I had to watch it twice because the first time I thought like I could be mistaken, like, oh, he lost the grip on the ball out of the glove and just like got it. It was like it was such
Zoom
a
in on the blog.
What'd I say? What's the first fucking words?
Talk about a hot dog.
And I know you.
Oh, whoa.
I know you.
All-time cocky move.
Yeah.
First words, talk about a hot dog.
Why are you coming here and saying
You're
you don't have
lying.
an opinion on it?
Yeah,
It's
you're
right
lying.
there.
Also, go read the part about respect. Read it out loud.
No,
man.
you're lying.
No,
Read that
you
many
know what?
fucking
Hold on.
words.
Go to the top. I'm going to read the whole goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
No, talk about a hot dog. What a
The
move
exclamation
here.
point.
As the resident crotchety sportsmanship advocate of this company, so much of me wants to rip this guy for this move, but the other half wants to tip my cap. Okay, fair enough. Do you realize how cocky you have to be to pull this off? Space and then a question mark for some reason.
Don't.
Do you realize if at
We
any
don't do grammar.
It'll cut my cock off.
and if any point it goes wrong, you'll get crucified in the dugout by your teammates, manager, yada 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 yada.
Now I will defend
3 meetings
Rico,
with the editors about my spacing. 3 texts.
Okay,
I'm on thin ice, not hot ice, thin ice.
I will defend Rico Bosco. I too grew up in an era where if I didn't catch the ball with two hands on a can of corn, I was getting fucking benched and reamed out on the way home, possibly kneeling in the doorway from my dad. But I'm able to evolve with the times. It's not a cocky move anymore. It's good for the game. What are you gonna do?
I didn't have a dude. Whatever. I'm just saying that there is such a stigma of this being a violation of unwritten rules. I'm surprised he didn't get drilled in the head.
Not in the
doesn't
head.
happen anymore.
Not in the head.
I actually weirdly I know you don't like it personally. I know you
I didn't
don't
say that. I said half it respects it.
Half, but half.
I'm not going to apologize.
half
It's
it's
no
beaming
reading
in you.
comprehension.
But I do think that I'd fucking beam him in the back.
100%.
Why do you have a space between your sentence and the question mark?
They told me that was okay. Wait. Oh no, I'm not supposed to do that.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Ebo.
I just want to know how Rico would feel if this was at Williamsport in August. If he saw someone do this.
No, I'm on the opposite side of that. They take those kids' fucking personalities away and store them under the cabins for the week.
So you would be
They
pro.
teach those-
You would be pro if a kid from the
There's
South,
no
like
way
Warner
They
Robbins,
teach
did
those
this.
kids to be fucking robots. You just gave up a fucking home run in the biggest game of your life, and they're like, shake his hand as he rounds the bases.
So you want more of this?
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit. That shit is
Put the headphones
soft as fuck. They tell this little kid you just lost. Make sure you shake. And the fucking broadcasters, those cocksuckers, they're going, oh, this is great. Don't worry, they're gonna lose, and they'll go up to the pool and they'll go jump in the pool and play ping pong. The fucking kid just had a heartbreaking loss on national TV. Shut the fuck up. It's okay if he's upset.
So you're okay with the umpires just doing their things as well?
No, they're pieces of shit too. I'm going this year. I'm telling you right now. But I'm going.
Why did the red hat come out for that?
This is a staple of the country.
Okay, all right.
You guys want to bring Big T in here and sing him happy birthday?
Little.
What?
I love when Nate gets jabbing on Twitter.
Who's Nate going at?
Billy Football.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I know why.
I love a
I
good.
saw a post from Billy earlier that I thought might trigger the dog.
Yeah, that
the
definitely.
dog.
got triggered.
The dog is going through an existential period of crisis
the
where
dog
he doesn't know what Barstool is anymore.
The dog is going to be at Muddy Paws right now.
Yeah, I hired the dog. I hired the dog in a second to run.
Dog
Muddy
be
Paws.
security at Muddy Paws.
Yeah.
Running that joint
Oh, fuck.
with an iron fist.
Damn.
Let's see it.
Marty Mush, your pick. It's on a reply to Billy. Marty Mush, your picks.
Also, Barstool Classic basketball going to be in Chicago next year.
The Barstool Invitational. Classic is a golf tournament, Marty.
Sure. Lakers +6, Kraken money line, Maple Leafs -1.5.
Does it bother you as a Lakers better, or does it scare you as a Lakers better that they went in there, won game one, and still 6?
The 76ers scared me yesterday of what they did, and I could see that happening. But I am the Lakers have more power.
All right. Big F.
Warriors win huge today. Blowout. I might take first half as well, but I'm like a Warriors under early games. I'm on the Tigers and the White Sox.
Oh, I love the White Sox today.
I have Lakers Warriors under 227 because I really can't make sense of the spread. I see both outcomes that they just laid out happening. Nationals money line, Tigers money line. Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, I have the Orioles -1.5. The Braves, I gave it at +100. Right now it's -104. You could also add the Tigers. The Mets are a disaster. I'll give you the Tigers at +155, and I'll take the Warriors -6.
You got Posty notes? I love that.
How I operate.
You're a write-down guy. I know you have always have been.
Warriors and unders.
I'm all over Lakers. You guys are fucking all together?
So they split. We're literally
No.
split down the middle.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
on the Warriors.
No, I'm not.
Also,
On the other.
yeah, I'm on
Somebody
the
else is
Warriors.
in the Lakers.
All right, so it's 3 against 1. That's not split.
Mario Kart.
Also,
Mario Party.
Brewers and Rockies haven't gone over in this series
What?
yet.
It's Mario Kart and Mario Party.
Mario Party.
It's Mario Party.
Let me call Nick Mangold again.
It's a me. I'm Mario.
Ant,
He literally says it.
Ant or on?
Ant.
Thank you. Because if anyone calls that fucking pretzel place Auntie Anne's, you should go to jail. I love
When you put the T at the end, makes me want to say auntie.
But it's
Auntie sounds weird.
you know, you
I say aunt, like I say like my aunt.
I got a
like
quick
you
my
one.
aunt.
say Annie Ann's.
I got a quick one to close out the show. Was it nice that you only had the one game last night, early?
No.
You could
I need
check in
more.
on the hockey
I
a little
wanted-
bit, but
I
There's
felt
been too much
bored.
action lately. I want more
I
action.
know. But
bored after.
sometimes you need a little rest on a school night.
I know what you mean, but I felt bored after. I was like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Like tonight, it doesn't start till
Although
9.
that hockey game that came out late was fucking
Wild.
bananas.
Wild.
No. Yak is up next.